I criticized the drive for outsourcing at Boeing on the basis of how Boeing structured the 787 project. Boeing's management at the time was derisive of its own workforce, both the production workforce and engineering. In the 787, they were going to outsource not only production of key components, but the design of those components as well. There's one aspect of the motivation to do something as crazy as that I haven't covered yet, and that is bad metrics. I talk a lot about bad metrics in software development project management. There are bullshit metrics like velocity, which is story points over time. And if you don't know what story points are, count yourself fortunate. That's another bullshit measurement of software development task size. But in the case of Boeing, the bogus metric is a financial metric called return on net assets, or RONA. A higher return on net assets sounds great. It means you're doing more with less. But in the case of heavy industry and products that require in-house talent and engineering culture, chasing a higher return on net assets can be disastrous. The easiest way to do it is outsourcing. Boeing even spun off Spirit Aerosystems, which you may have heard of, to take those assets off its own books and improve its RONA. Why hasn't this afflicted the tech industry? A big reason is that tech companies have very little capital equipment. You don't have to build a factory to run a social network. That may be one reason why the U.S. economy is so heavily reliant on technology companies. Chasing return on net assets not only rotted out Boeing, it is a force for deindustrialization in general. Like a lot of rot that affected American industry, it started at GE under Jack Welch. Welch pumped up the GE stock price by going into finance and media, which don't need a lot of expensive assets to operate. That led to higher RONA, along with outsourcing, and that hollowed out what was once a great industrial giant. Before Welch, GE had problems with being bureaucratic and top-heavy, but Jack Welch used that as a mechanism for self-aggrandizement and as an excuse for what turned out to be a model for deindustrialization in America.